Jordan. The other sneaker YouTubers, the hell are born. OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan. I got sneakers, raining and pouring.
What up, YouTube? OG Trap Jordan back with another one, and today I want to talk about how I was right and you were wrong. Just kidding, but I do want to talk about something that I've been touching on for a minute. I've been basically standing up on a mountaintop screaming about it, and today I want to talk about the future and what these shoes and these releases are going to start looking like next year. And basically what we just had recently with these Jordan 12 blueberries, and a little more recently or a little bit further back with those black toe Jordan 14s. That's basically a little glimpse of what we got coming up in the future. I've been screaming on here, I've been ranting for a while, and I've been talking about how these shoes sitting are a problem for you and for me. And I'm not talking about the resellers, and people want to argue with me all day and say, how's that a bad thing? We can get our shoes. And then I've made my videos about, well, then buy them if it's a good thing. And basically what I've always tried to talk about in these videos, but people only get halfway through and don't really get the point, and they just want to get in my comments and do their thing. But what I've been saying is, this is what's coming. What we just got with these blueberry 12s and what we got with those black toe 14s, that's what a lot of these releases are going to look like next year. So personally, I jumped out there on Sneakers app and I grabbed those 12s. Now they're gone. You see everybody making videos about how they're not gone, or they're not in their stores, they're not on the apps, they're gone, they're out of here, they disappeared like that. And I honestly feel like next year, maybe not in the beginning, I don't think that the Jordan 3 Black Cats or maybe the Jordan 5 Black Metallics, I think those are going to have pretty good stock. And the reason those are going to have pretty good stock is because those have been on the slate for a while. They already knew those were coming, and they made plenty of pairs of those, but that's because Jordan Brand, they know way ahead of time what's coming out, and they make their shoes way ahead of time. They're manufactured months in advance, probably even a year in advance for all we know. But as we get later on down on these releases later in the year, probably in the middle of the year, towards the fall season, towards like the holidays next year, you're gonna see a lot difference. It's gonna start looking pretty similar, in my opinion. I'm not Miss Cleo. If you don't know who that is, I'm not a psychic and I don't have a crystal ball, but I can see a lot of this stuff coming. By the time we get around to like the middle of next year, we're gonna start seeing a lot more limited releases, and it's gonna start looking pretty similar to what it looked like dead in the middle of the COVID days, when you guys, the apps were crashing, you couldn't get your pairs, people were fighting over shoes, people were paying ridiculous resale, and the resellers were eating. Well, I feel like we're moving back into that era. The cycle is coming right back around, and that's what Jordan Brand wants. And they gave us all these pairs, and everybody was so happy. They screamed it forever that they wanted more and more pairs, and they got them. And you know what happened? They sat, and Jordan Brand sees it, and Nike sees it, and that's why they know exactly what they're doing. They're building hype, and this is almost a test. It's just like them 17s that dropped. Nobody cared about those until they realized that there was hardly any pairs, and then the hype went crazy and everybody bought them. Black toe 14s come out, same thing, disappeared, not very many of them. Now, the other day, these blueberry 12s, these were on my list, but apparently they weren't on a lot of other people's lists, or they were, but they made a lot more limited stock than people thought, and they disappeared. And next year, you're gonna see the same thing. Like I said, some of the early releases, like the Black Cats, the Black Metallic 5s, even as we go down the line, there's gonna be some more GRs that you're gonna be able to get if you put your footwork in. Like, I'm speculating that most likely shoes like a white cement 4, that's probably gonna be pretty high stock, things like that. But some of these shoes that you guys have on your list that you think you're gonna get, like these undefeated 4s, and even some of the more GR shoes, you just think you're just gonna get up late at night or late in the morning and get on your app or get on all the other apps and the websites, or just walk down to your mall and walk in, and you're just gonna grab these shoes, and you're gonna be sad about it because you're gonna be sadly mistaken, and they're not gonna be nowhere to be found, and you guys are gonna turn around and you're gonna be paying resale. When you guys didn't want to buy these shoes that are sitting, that you could have got for sometimes even less than retail because they were available, because there was no hype, and everybody said, oh, I'm happy. Well, you didn't buy them, and now we're paying for it. And that's what I meant when I said there's a problem. Because this is the future and this is what it looks like, and we're gonna go back to those days where these shoes are hyped and they're hard to get and the resellers are gonna be tapping your pockets. Mark my word, that's what's coming. I'm not trying to be negative, I just see it. I've been doing this for a minute and I know exactly how it works. I know how marketing works, and I know that it's the desirability. It's what you can't have, that's what you want. And you know what? In a way, you got it. So with that being said, I'm OG Trap Jordan. If you like the content, please subscribe. I really appreciate you, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.